what he's doing, I don't know, it feels wrong. It feels bad. It's intense. It's intense.
It'd be great if you had a way to mask the references that were sent to you, right? And it'd be great if you could put your own voice in them. So if they were discovered, it's just Drake.
Wow.
To be saying, talk about me liking young girls. That's a gift from me.
What does that even mean? It's a gift from who?
Who the gives that as a gift? What gift is this? What does it mean indeed, Mark? What does it mean indeed? This is Matt and Marc Remarks, where we react to content, review the material and context, and serve up our remarks, all leading to the final score using the patented Matt and Marc Remarka-Board Scoring System. Stay tuned this episode for breakdowns, backstories, and bruv banter. And for deeper analysis on our thoughts, feelings, and theories, check out the Remarka-Board Uncut series on the channel. This is Matt and Marc Remarks, where Marc and Matt do just that. Hello guys, this is Matt and Marc Remarks, where Matt and Marc do just that. I am Matt.
I'm Marc.
And today, the latest in the edition of the Drake and Kendrick beef, we're listening to Tailor-Made by one Drake Aubrey Graham. We had a really good discussion of Push-Ups by Drake. We scored it. Was it 46.5 each? Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Somehow, after much gymnastics and
Yeah.
difference of opinion on certain
After much
things.
Plagiarism on someone's part.
That's a bit of copying here and there. Yeah, a bit of imitation.
But no, it was, I had a really good discussion about it and broke it down in good detail. Interesting to see where this one lands as well. Tailor-Made.
Yeah, I'm getting confused now. Push-Ups was the last track.
Yeah. That's the last one we did, yeah.
The last one was Drake, and then this one is Drake. That's not right, is that?
No, it is. Like That First by Kendrick featuring.
That's right. Metro Boomin.
And then Drake dropped Push-Ups. Before Kendrick could even respond, he also dropped this Tailor-Made record.
Oh,
damn. Yeah.
Okay,
So
sneaky.
So yeah, and so this is why, if you remember me saying Drake's back-to-back against Meek Mill reminded me of that, because he did exactly the same with Meek Mill. So he dropped a Charged Up, like I think within a day or two, he then dropped back-to-back. And so I think they were trying to use the same playbook. He dropped Push-Ups, dropped this Tailor-Made before Kendrick could respond.
You trying to let this shit die down? Nah, not this time, nigga. You following through.
That was Drake, Tailor-Made, the second in his back-to-back assault on Kendrick Lamar.
Back-to-back.
So, first impressions.
There's a lot going on, like, obviously. So that's not Snoop.
That is not Snoop Dogg.
That's not Tupac.
It's not Tupac Shakur, man. No, it's not.
Wow, bro. It's one of those ones to kind of just get your head around. It's intense. It's intense. What he's doing, I don't know, it feels wrong. It feels bad. I feel unsettled. It's funny. I really like the track. I actually thought the track was actually really cool. Like when Drake was Drake. So I don't even know how he's exactly done this. Like, is this GPT? I don't think is this 11 Labs. When Drake's just being him, he sounds different. Like more raw, more how I wish Drake sounded. If that makes sense.
Okay.
But I think it's the beat as well, because the beat is like really, really cool, and I think it just suits Drake. Damn. Yeah, sheesh, damn. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot to come, man. A few emotional levels to this. The more it sinks in, the more I think about opening up with Tupac. Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? It's real bad. Knowing like how Kendrick feels about Tupac. Like, this is a diss track because it's disrespectful. It's almost sad that it's not disrespectful just at Kendrick. Is it generated? Is he like changing his voice?
Before Push-Ups actually dropped officially, there was a version of Push-Ups very similar, but the instrumental was a bit more skeletal, was a bit more bare. Although the verses were the same, Drake sounded a bit different. And some people were saying it was an AI version of the song, and that he was kind of like testing the waters to see how it would be received. So after that quote unquote, allegedly AI one was sort of received well by the public, they then dropped the actual Push-Ups. That had a much more, full production, like the good production that we were talking about, like a full-bodied Drake, full-bodied. I'm not.
Embarrassing.
It's a weird move though, aren't
There are theories. It's been proven Drake has ghostwriters. He was exposed for it by Meek Mill. Other people over that time have since come out and said he definitely has ghostwriters. How you would know is you would literally have a reference track. Someone else would record it, send it to Drake, and then he would just repeat it, you know, put his Drake voice on it, stamp it and get it out. It's a theory. I would say it's a theory. I'd say that. If you think about it in terms of like the process for having a ghostwriter, I mean, I know this, right? Because I ghostwrite for people. You send your track however they want it, is how you send it. You send it with the hook. Maybe you send it just a skeletal verse. Maybe you send it in like, this is how the track should sound. You know, these are the different tones. And then you send it to that person and then they do their version. Now, it would be very damaging, and it has become quite damaging, when you're Drake and every time you're exposed by a reference track. I think the very first one that came out was the one that Meek Mill exposed, which was written by Quentin Miller, a very prolific writer and an artist in his own right. So there's a track called Rico, Quentin Miller. It starts the verse in the same way, and then you listen to Drake's and it's, you know, the exact same. He might change one or two words.
Oh, money, new women, gotta keep it balanced. The girl of your dreams to me is probably not a challenge. I've been counting it out so many times I couldn't count it.
Old ways, new women, gotta keep a balance. The girl of your dreams to me is probably not a challenge. I've been counting it out so many times I couldn't count it.
Now,
Wow.
if you wanted to continue this sort of, you know, this vocal laundering operation, it would be great if you had a way to mask the references that were sent to you, right? And it would be great if you could put your own voice in them with AI. So if they were discovered, or if they did leak, oh yeah, that's the demo version. That was, you know, when we had a really basic beat, we were just knocking around ideas. It's not the finished version.
Something about that first version, the voice sounds really, really like computerized. I don't know, fam. That first version of the Drake diss song sound like an AI reference track. Could it be possible the thing that got leaked was actually the reference song from a ghostwriter for Drake?
So the theory goes, reference tracks were sent to Drake in Drake's voice. Now it's airtight, right? If it gets leaked, it's just Drake. Crazy, right?
Transform your voice, make it stars. Select an AI voice, upload your track, and generate the perfect AI cover. And if you look down here to the bottom left, look who's the #1 trending AI voice right now. AI Drake.
When you said, wow, that's weird, right? I'm like, it is. Like, by any other measure, why do that? And literally the only thing that makes any like immediate logical sense to me, and again many others, you know, you'd have writers send him these reference tracks using his own voice, and then he would just re-spit it.
Tired of sparing you niggas. I see you in traffic, just know we gon' hop out. Hitting your bitch from the back, she in love with it. Too much dick, I make a tap out. I like 'em nasty, fuck me with passion. Ratchet bitch, I pull a track out.
Tired of sparing you niggas. I see you in traffic, just know we gon' hop out. Hitting your bitch from the back, she in love with it. Too much dick, I make a tap out. I like 'em nasty, fuck me with passion. Ratchet bitch, I pull a track out.
He created a verse in the style of the baby and then literally put the voice clone over the top of the beat, and it sounds damn near identical to the baby.
Right? So it's a theory, guys. None of this has been substantiated. It's very plausible.
Not many things actually make sense, but my goodness, like it's even worse. If you're going down the route of ghostwriters or using GPT to generate your text, you're already in the spotlight of like, he's got people writing his lyrics or whatnot. You feel a way about that. Just
Yeah.
make sure you don't get freaking caught.
Yeah,
Like,
just don't get caught, bro.
It's not that hard, is it? Like, really?
It's not my theory if AI wrote it, but whether if AI was used to cover up who did contribute to it. Once your pen as a lyricist is in question, it's always in question.
Damn. Wow.
And you know how it is, you know, like when you're in a studio and you discover like a new set of sounds, or you use like one vocal effect, and then for like the next few sessions you're kind of going back to it, you know, because it's like the new thing. So I imagine, again, it's like, oh, we've got this AI thing. Oh, you know what? We can do a 2-pack voice, can't we? We can do just logically, it just goes tick, tick, tick. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Again,
right.
who knows really?
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. The intro 2-pack AI, in parentheses, AI, just so everyone knows. Illuminati, 2-pack vernacular there, Illuminati. Dawn's Rise Again, you can see it in my eyes again. So Dawn's Rise Again, 2-pack is rising from the dead, and you can see it in my eyes again, a reference to All Eyes on Me, I'd imagine, from one of 2-pack's greatest albums. To verse 1 with 2-pack AI. Kendrick, we need you, West Coast savior. When I heard that, bro, like, similar to you, I was like, huh? Like, what is this?
Did you clock 2-pack straight away? Because it took me a little while.
I immediately knew it was 2-pack. You hear Illuminati,
True, I guess,
knowing Tupac, and then like even if it's slightly his cadence, you're like, is that unpack? But I did chuckle a little bit. It was like a caricature of Tupac, you know. Remember Celebrity Deathmatch? This is just a wild example, right?
And Tupac on that.
I vaguely remember him on it, guessing it was him and Biggie or something. Someone is being impersonated, and it's done well when someone draws a caricature of someone. That's why that keeps coming into my head. Exaggerate their most sort of known features. If they got a big nose, they got a fucking massive nose. A weird smile, they got massive teeth. Then I just kept listening, and it all sort of sunk in as to what was actually happening. Kendrick, we need ya, the West Coast savior, engraving your name in some hip hop history. If you deal with this viciously, you seem a little nervous about all the publicity. Fuck this Canadian light-skinned dot. We need a no debated West Coast victory man. Call him a bitch for me. The first few lines, again, he's talking from the position of Park, who Kendrick has a deep reverence for. To Pimp a Butterfly ends with Mortal Man, which is him interviewing Tupac. The poem that he was reading all throughout To Pimp a Butterfly was based on a conversation he was having with Tupac. And then he says, talk about him liking young girls. That's a gift from me. That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So
like, is he talking about Drake?
Yeah. So Drake, as Tupac, is telling Kendrick to talk about Drake as Drake liking young girls. He's saying
that is what he's doing.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. He's literally saying, go ahead, you talk about me liking young girls. That's a gift from me.
What does that even mean?
What does it mean indeed, Mark? What does it mean indeed?
What do you mean by that?
It's a gift from who?
Who the fuck gives that as a gift? What gift is this? Because, you know, there's a thing about Drake being around young girls. Then he says, heard it on the Budden podcast, so it's got to be true. He's talking about Joe Budden here, one of the biggest music podcasts, hip-hop wise, and I think just in general as well. Joe Budden and Drake have also over the years had sort of back and forths, once again dealt with the same women.
It's an honor to be around Joe Budden. It's the first time we've met. Tahiri looks great tonight. Congratulations.
Tahiri looks great. You asked me how Tahiri was feeling.
Yeah.
One wiener later.
After Joe and Tahiri broke up, Drake was seen hanging out with her in the Dominican Republic, even swimming with dolphins together. And many people believe that wasn't the only thing Drake was swimming in that night, if you know what I mean.
Budden, he would go hard at him and he would call him out. But then a few weeks or months later, or when the next sort of album comes out, he would still sort of praise his talent, his music making ability, but he would also go at him.
What is the last memorable hook you've heard from Drake? And I'm not trying to shit on him, that's my man. Even when he used to do features, it was his dominant hook. I haven't heard a dominant hook from Drake in a long time. This is like he rapping for the children. Yo, dog, I had to look up how old this nigga was when I finished listening to the album. You are 36. Get the fuck away from some of these younger niggas. Why are you still fucking the 25-year-olds? You're a 37-year-old billionaire. I'm wanna hear adult Drake rapping for adult people.
What's also interesting, Drake, there are a number of rappers that he very openly based his style on, or that he just loved in general. Joe Budden was one of these people, highly. And Pusha T was one of his biggest inspirations. He bought a microphone Pusha T had autographed. He bought it off eBay. He used it so much that he rubbed Pusha T's name off the mic.
I used to pretend I was doing interviews on the red carpet and perform all the clip songs in my basement with the mic. And I performed with it so much that I rubbed the autograph off. I don't even know if he really signed it, but that was my big thing, man. At the time, it meant the world to me.
And, you know, lo and behold, many years later, he's going at these people. And so he puts the talk about him liking young girls thing out there. And then he's saying, you know, it comes from Joe Budden, so obviously it's true. But that's a very unwise, it's like...
It's unnecessary, isn't it?
Yeah, like, where did you think...
Man, you tell me what I can do, man.
What did you think you were going to get from that?
Yeah.
Like, what was the,
taking shots at any direction, like...
Including yourself.
A bit chaotic. Yeah.
Including yourself.
A bit kamikaze.
They told me the spirit of Machiavelli is alive. So another moniker for Tupac, where he refers to himself as Machiavelli. They told me the spirit of Machiavelli is alive, and a nigga under 5'5", so it's got to be you. And it's like...
It's good. If you're gonna roast Kendrick, it's unavoidable.
I mean, maybe it is avoidable, you know.
Throw him to the lions.
Okay.
Still being Puck, but he's saying I would beef the whole fucking game. So now he's talking about Puck in the past. It was me and Snoop had my fucking shirt off in the House of Blues. He's literally saying you gotta fuck his girl. Okay, you gotta fuck this nigga girl. He gotta get abused. All that shit about burning tattoos. He is not amused. That's jail talk for real thugs. You gotta be you. Tupac back in the day will be in a very lauded venue called House of Blues. Drake as Snoop. He's talking about footage of that where Snoop's saying to Kendrick, you're the next one up. You know, we're gonna give you the torch. You better run with it.
Yeah, I remember.
Kendrick, mad emotional, big deal.
I'm sitting up there with Dr. Dre, right? You would say this and I'ma mean this. You got the torch, nigga. You better run with it.
Saying, had my fucking shirt off in the House of Blues and all that stuff you're talking about, burning tattoos. He, being Drake, you know, Tupac saying Drake is not amused by this. Sacrilege, bro, seriously. That's jail talk for real thugs. You gotta be you. So again, you're not a thug, you know, you're a good guy, really. Leave that to the real thugs. This is not you, you know, you're not like that. And it's coming from Tupac, you know, so in this sort of big bro-ish, fatherly manner, just boying him off basically. You asked for the smoke, now it seems you too busy for the smoke. I won't lie, the people confused. Now you about to give this shit another week and fall back so homegirl can run her numbers up. I would have refused. Drake releases push-ups. There is no response from Kendrick. This thing came about where he's on a quote-unquote clock. You know, if you don't respond quick enough, then you've almost lost by default, or you've lost this round because you did like that. And now Drake's responded and you haven't responded back yet.
Kendrick, you on the clock. He's been asking for this for several years and he got what he wanted. So now it's time to show and prove.
Yo, Kendrick, he's begging you to drop. The pussy shenanigans is over.
Drake believes that Kendrick Lamar doesn't have a response to push-ups drop and give me 50 discs that he dropped. Drake put, use me as a they have nothing to drop button.
No, I don't think Kendrick's cooking up. It don't take him 3-4 weeks. I think that's over.
It wasn't just Drake fans who were sort of saying this. There were like concerns and Kendrick fans like, Kendrick, where are you? You know, looking out the window like, he'll come. And then by the third day, you're like, he'll come.
How come he don't want me, man?
How long between push-ups and this song? He said he dropped them kind of back to back.
Like That came out on March 22nd. Push-ups on the 13th of April. Yeah, so it took Drake 3 weeks to respond, and then he dropped Tailor-Made on the 19th.
Okay.
So now people are like, what's going on? So he's now building on this. You asked for the smoke, now it seems you too busy for the smoke. I won't lie, the people confused. A big sort of tactic of Drake is to try and put his finger in the pulse and what are people thinking, what are they feeling. Social media, he's big on that as well. And just going with what the general consensus is and then amplifying that in his favor, however that would favor him. Now you're about to give this shit another week and fall back so homegirl can run her numbers up. I would have refused. And obviously homegirl he's talking about is Taylor Swift. Fuck these industry relationships. She's not in your shoes. You're supposed to be the boogeyman. Go do what you do. You kind of forget some of the nuance that Drake did go for. He's almost currying favor. He's kind of saying, you know, she's you know, they're not in your shoes. They don't know how it is. He's given like an idea of relatability. I'm more like you than she is. I wouldn't say it's even like a mind game, but again, he's sort of playing with it, pushing that narrative, which he started in push-ups, giving it some perceived credibility, I guess you could say. Very clever.
It is clever.
Because it's not one tone, it's not attack. You could almost take this as he's being real here, right? Like, nah, you don't need these industry, like, fuck these, like, you're good, Kendrick. A good writing and a good approach. Being a bit rounded, attacking all angles. You're supposed to be the boogeyman, go do what you do. Unless it's the moment that you tell us this is not really you. In that case, there's nothing left to say. I'll just pass it to Snoop. So yeah, so that was Drake with a Tupac costume on, speaking to Kendrick. And then it's verse 2. Yeah. Verse 2, Snoop Dogg, parentheses, AI, nephew, what the fuck you really about to do?
Bang on.
Oh, me. Oh, thanks. Fuck Drake, yeah, it's me.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
We passed you the torch at the House of Blues and now you got to do some dirty work. You know how to move, right? So again, talking about the House of Blues, and now he's saying, look, we passed you the torch and now you got to get your hands dirty. You know, you got to go do the dirty work. I know you never been to jail. Orange jumpsuits and shower shoes. Never shot nobody, never stabbed nobody, never did nothing violent to no one. It's the homies that empower you. Building this narrative that Kendrick is sort of living vicariously through people around him who are actually in the street and Kendrick is not. Never did anything violent to anyone. But still, you got to show this fucking owl. That Drake's symbol is an owl. The OVO logo Drake or Drake fans will get referred to as owls. You gotta show this fucking owl who's boss on the West. Now's the time to really make a power move. Because right now it's looking like you're writing out the game plan on how to lose, how to bark up the wrong tree, and get your head popped in a crowded room. World is watching this chess game, but are you out of moves? Dot, you know the DOG never fucking doubted you. So yeah, once again, you're panicking. Do you not have a game plan? Or are you out of moves?
Psych out.
Yeah, but right now it seemed like you posted up without a clue. What the fuck you about to do?
Gosh, you almost feel like you need a shower after these verses.
Brother, I'm telling you, dirty. I feel a bit dirty. I feel like your very first reaction to this was like, it's wrong, right? Like, it just doesn't wash correctly, man.
No, it's true, man. It's very true.
Okay, so verse 3, Drake. No AI in parentheses, so we should assume it's actually Drake. Yeah, that's the truth. I'm definitely about to come around the land gang and let my fucking bowel move. Shitting on you niggas from a whole different altitude. Land gang, Kendrick's label, PG Lang. Niggas, let my bowel move. Shit on you niggas from a whole different altitude. Nice entrance, just that flow, that pocket he's in is nice, and bowel movements in the sky, shitting on people from the air is funny, and it was executed well.
Yeah, it says a lot very quickly.
I don't say paints a picture of him shitting, but yeah, basically. High up in the sky like I'm Howard Hughes. Again, I like that as well. High up in the sky like I'm Howard Hughes. The first one really only took me an hour or two. The next one is really about to bring out the coward in you. Now we gotta wait a fucking week because Taylor Swift is your new top, and if you're about to drop, she gotta approve. Likening Taylor Swift to Top Dog, saying Taylor Swift is your new boss. Your previous boss was taking you for 50% of everything that you made, and now Taylor Swift is about to drop her album, and now you have to put your shit on hold.
Sounds like he's calling Kendrick a bottom as well in that top. That's what I got from it.
So she has to approve when you drop. This girl really about to make you act like you're not in a feud. She tailor-made your schedule with Ant, you out of the loop. So Ant is Anthony Soleil, Kendrick's manager, but he's also has his hands in other areas of media and entertainment. I believe he's also a film producer, founder of the Imagine Entertainment Group, a limited roster that includes R&B act Alina Baraz, West Coast rapper YG, okay, I don't know that, Future, and hip-hop icon Nas. Don't know if you remember, but in the Push-Ups episode, YG was the guy explaining the Crip and Blood slang, the B's and C's, so that was YG. So Anthony Soleil, well established in the industry, tailor-made your schedule with Ant. You're out of the loop. Everyone's running your own shit. You're not in control. People are signing off on things, delaying your album. You're getting robbed for 50%. You're powerless. Hey, all you corporate industry puppets, I'm not in the mood. Pretty self-explanatory. Interested, Drake talking about corporate puppets, but anyway, that's okay. I'm not in the mood. I love it when you niggas talk loose like I'm not in the room. Since like that, your tone changed a little. You're not as infused. How are you not in the booth? Feels like you kind of removed. You trying to let this shit die down? Nah. Not this time, nigga. You following through.
It's great.
Yeah, this moment of silence after like that. You're really loud on like that. You don't seem to be as enthusiastic anymore. Why have you not responded to me? It feels like you're kind of removed, like you're trying to let this shit die down. Really good in a battle. Making these leading statements, you're answering what you're positing. All of those things that have kind of been humming in the zeitgeist of like people's thoughts on what's happening with Kendrick, adding weight and making it a solid sort of concept.
Oh yeah, it's definitive.
You trying to let this shit die down? Nah. Not this time, nigga. You following through. Good passage.
Yeah.
Breaks away from the flow. Complete confidence as well. I ain't gonna let this die down. Like he seems like he's in control at the moment, Drake.
Oh yeah. The whole thing is like belittlement from the beginning to the end. Like patronizing, talking down.
And actual belittlement, like under 5'5", belittlement. Yeah.
Actually, it's just piling that on, like trying to make Kendrick seem smaller and smaller and taking full control of the situation with the confidence. It's an interesting move. Like, it works, like whatever he's doing in this track. Like, this is a diss track. You know what I mean?
I guess you need another week to figure out how to improve. What the fuck is taking so long? We waiting on you. The rest of y'all are definitely involved. Y'all getting it too. As soon as you get the courage to drop, I'm out on the loose. So that was Drake's third verse. We'll go on to his spoken outro as well, because again, he says a lot, a bit more direct. Yeah, shout out to Taylor Swift, biggest gangster in the music game right now. I moved my album when she dropped. I said that already. She about to run through a milli rock on your head top. You see, it's you know, it's funny because obviously he said just in a verse before, Taylor Swift is making you push your shit back, and you know, fuck these industry people, and why are you waiting? Like, she's not in your shoes. And then on the outro he goes, yeah, I pushed my album back when Taylor dropped. Yeah, because she's about to just do $1 million a week. Dissing Kendrick for holding his shit back on behalf of Taylor Swift, but you're literally telling us that this is what you're doing because you know you'll just be outsold.
Takes the gas out of it.
Takes the gas, and immediately as well, off of quite a relatively strong finish. Why have you? Okay, going back to this theme of belittlement that you mentioned, of you're not a gangster, and so now at the end of it, he's like, yeah, Taylor Swift's biggest gangster in the game, taking a piss. He's like fully taking.
Yeah,
a piss.
that's the thing. Is it sarcasm? It's all just sarcasm.
Is it? Because if you're also holding your shit back until the Taylor Swift wave is over, then you're sort of subject to the same conditions that you're mocking Kendrick about.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he said that already. When did he say that already?
He didn't say that already. I think he did. Okay. Maybe he said it in an interview or something.
Drake took to Instagram stories to celebrate the success of his latest album, Her Loss. However, in celebrating his success, he seemingly threw shade at Taylor Swift and her success of Anti-Hero. Drake shared a screenshot of the Billboard Hot 100 chart, actually covered Taylor's song title and name from the #1 spot on the chart, basically concealing it from his followers. Many Taylor fans took to social media to slam Drake for his actions. Drake being petty towards Taylor because she blocked him on the charts, like, be for real, it was your decision to release your album right after hers. Low-key, this is kinda embarrassing. Having to cover up the #1 spot because you low-key jelly/salty?
She got the whole PG Lang on mute, like that Beyonce challenge. I think there was a Beyonce challenge that involved people like muting. I don't know, I missed that. Y'all boys quiet for the weekend. Like, Dot, I know you're in that NY apartment, you're struggling right now. I know it, in the notepad doing lyrical gymnastics. My boy, you better have a motherfucking quintuple entendre in that shit, like some shit I don't even understand. Like, that shit better be crazy. We waiting on you. Tailor-Made, Drake featuring
Too Whack.
Too Whack. Oh my god.
Feels wrong.
It feels wrong just because you're associating Tupac's name with whackness.
A 2-pack of ass.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
After the resounding success of Rockless Road, the ice cream that dared to remove everything interesting, we heard your feedback loud and clear. At Rockless Road, innovation means never straying too far from the safest path. Introducing Artificial Vanilla, the world's first flavor created entirely out of obligation. Crafted with inspiration from real, natural, organic ingredients, scientifically engineered to remind you of flavor without actually providing one. Through our patented synthetic satisfaction system and the use of our rigorous testing standards, requiring all tasters to lack a functioning sense of taste, the Rockless Road Artificial Vanilla Enhancer is the perfect choice for those who crave the illusion of flavor without the moral burden of enjoying it. Rockless Road, now with our new Artificial Vanilla Enhancer, because originality is exhausting and mediocrity never melts. Rockless Road, the taste of trying barely.
Guys, as you know, we use the patented Matt and Marc Remarka-Board Scoring System. Put your own scores, how you would rank it. Probably just going to end up copying us anyway, okay? Any category, and again, it doesn't have to be all 10, but even if there are just things that jump out at you and say, actually, yeah, I feel this for this, it impacted me in this way, I felt this emotion, and yeah, man, we'd love to hear from you too.
It's only fair that you start us off on this one, the joy of leading the last track.
Usually I would say you don't have to ask, but now I'm just saying, of course I fucking was, okay? There was no way you were getting back on this first, taking first dibs.
It's fine,
okay?
It's fine. To do you a favour, I actually just wrote down all my scores beforehand, just so I can show you, when you reveal your score, that it was a complete free choice. If you look behind you, underneath your picture on the shelf, there's actually your score written down.
I believe you. That's a scary thing. I actually believe you.
Impact. Immediate impact. First impressions. Lasting presence. Impact.
Impact of Tailor-Made. Impact for different reasons.
Oh yeah.
I think I'd have to give it a 6. I'd give it a 6 because what the fuck is this? Then it was, it's Tupac. And then it was Snoop. Very obvious it was AI from the outset. I'll be honest as well, actually. My very first impression, I remember thinking this, I was like, this is actually a decent move. Use everything West Coast to try and bring down Kendrick as the West Coast, and you're going to use arguably two of the biggest figures ever in like West Coast music. The beat again is very like Dre, you know, those big claps and a big beat. I didn't think that it's not something that Kendrick can overcome, but I was like, how is he going to approach it? It's like a prolonged meme that you would post on socials. The you follow and do. I could imagine people liking it, repeating it. So I thought he kind of would have the popular vote. Technically, rapping wise, he did well, better than push-ups for sure. Just how he was spitting, I think his tone was probably more urgent on push-ups. It's this laid back, self-assured, you ain't gonna do shit, I've got this, we're waiting for you, bro. Like, to be as brazen to say, talk about him liking young girls, you've got a lot of fucking faith in yourself, bro. Your ability or what it is that you have behind you. And it also kind of gave the impression that he could attack again, like a bit more forcefully. However, the other side of that impact, you've used Tupac. You've used Tupac's voice. If Kendrick had done this, with his history with Tupac, ties to their family, I still would have looked at Kendrick away. This isn't becoming of Kendrick, and it certainly doesn't honor Tupac. Like, to me, bro, it's not too far off from just fucking dragging someone out the grave, propping them up and going like this, like they're a skeleton. That, to me, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. He didn't get permission for it at all. He just literally threw on Tupac's voice. This mockery West Coast thing. I'll be Tupac, and then I'll tell, Kendrick to diss me as Tupac, and then I'll get Snoop and say, you're letting us down. After the initial thing of like, okay, how is Kendrick gonna deal with this? It was like, scum. Like, I don't back it, I don't support it. Tupac, he's the embodiment of like black power, creativity. He's a Malcolm X, he's a Martin Luther. He's in that vein. He's that important, like Tupac to me and to a lot of people. Bro, we know Tupac would not fuck with you, bro. Like, respectfully, like, just by using deductives, I don't think he would have. In line with DMX, maybe not as extreme as DMX.
What about Drake? You like Drake?
No. My man.
He didn't even say a little bit. He didn't even say halfway.
That's my guy right there.
I don't like anything about Drake.
I
don't like his voice. I don't like what he talks about. I
be trying to tell his face.
I don't like the way he walks, like nothing. I don't like his haircut. I might just, let me shut up. I'll just stop right there.
He's taken Tupac's voice, he's used it as like a throwaway, a diss, just completely distasteful. How sacred do you hold these people? Do you understand like what they mean to the world, to us? Like, it's more than just someone who Kendrick likes, who came from the West Coast. It really shows his lack of connection to hip hop, but also just blackness, what Tupac represented. There are just other things you could do, where you don't need to involve an AI Tupac. It was very impactful, not always for the right reason, but it did hit hard. It left quite a bit to think about. Man. 6, impact 6 for me.
Yeah, it's interesting, huh? Makes sense why there's a lot to go into. Similar thinking paths as you in some ways. Like, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because it almost comes across like almost like a magic trick, like that kind of impact where you're not expecting it, then you get surprised. There's like the double bluff halfway through, like when Snoop comes in, and then at the end, really good Drake verse, and then you're kind of like taken back and you're like, you don't know what's happened. You tricked me twice, and then you kind of surprise me with a really good verse. And it's levels of impact on this one. There's the tune, the what it is, the AI, and then there's the disrespect. I think for me, I'm gonna rate it a 7. Like, hearing it as a track, I really enjoyed it. Like, despite the dirtiness of hearing Tupac on the track, I actually quite liked the verse. I thought it was quite well written, and the Snoop part was fine. I actually really liked the Drake verse. Just after hearing it, it's left a stain. So maybe that goes into Afterglow a little bit, but you have to acknowledge the impact. I'm gonna say 7 on this one.
7, nice.
Memorability, notable quotables, stickiness, iconic potential, memorability.
It's mixed in that it's kind of like layered. It's remembered for different reasons. You will never forget that Drake did an AI Tupac. You will remember that. In terms of the song itself, listening to it today was one of the first times I've listened to it back in a while. The few things stick in your head, nah. They say Machiavelli's spirit is alive and a nigga's under 5'5", so it's gotta be you. That's cool. The thing that really sticks in my head is the talk about him liking young girls. That I remember that, and I will remember that. In terms of memorability, that's enduring. That's an enduring line. I think it's fair to say that it will be remembered, and it's currently being remembered for reasons that we'll get into. Other than that, the beat, I can't really fault. It's interesting when you said that he sounds really good in this, because I don't recall him hopping on a beat like this. I agree. I think like the tempo and the overall sort of sound, a slight level of opulence, but then it's got that Dre-like instruments and that, and the whole I also don't drop when Taylor Swift drops, which was again quite telling. I'll give it a 5. I'll go right in the middle. Okay. Really, because I'm so undecided. There are elements again that if I were to focus on those, it would be a really high memorability score. Just as a whole, if I'm judging it as a song, what stays with me. But yeah, I'll give it a 5.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, I think for me, I'm actually going to score this a 6. Higher than I initially thought.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing that stands out was Push-Ups was my favourite Drake song that I've heard so far. For sure. This sounds like Drake almost at his best. But then hearing this, I'm like, hold on a minute. This sounds like how Drake's album should sound like. And that really stands out. I would buy your album if it sounded like this.
Right.
This is really cool. The 2-pack stuff like that, it's just insane. That will stay with you. Lyrically, maybe not much. It's memorable because of the impact. And the music, again, the music is sick. Drake's verse is really cool. I think even just the name as well, like Tailor Made, I think is just sick. Like, it's very, very, very clever.
Very smart.
Like, it's very smart. Memorability. What did I say?
6.
6.
All right.
Engagement, entertainment value. Engagement levels. Story or spectacle. Engagement.
I don't know that I could call this entertaining. I don't know that I was entertained by it. I was maybe intrigued by it for a short while, and then obviously the disgust just sort of rushed over me. I'm gonna keep it short. To me, engagement is like between 2 and 3.
Can be 2.5.
It can, you're right. We know about those 0.5s, don't we?
It makes all the difference, bro.
It made no difference fucking last episode.
That was a mark for you.
Bro, I need to sort mine out, man.
I love your math attack. Stone now.
Engagement, I'm going to give it a 2.
No 0.5.
No 0.5. The opposite of Gladiator. I was not entertained. 2.
Are you not entertained?
You need to leave.
I think I'm on exactly the same path. It's a 2 as well. Simply for enjoying Drake's verse. If I can just like blank out the rest of the song, enjoy the beat. But then after that, it's like a dirty kebab at like, not even like 2 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and you're in bed and you're like covered with grease afterwards. And like,
yeah, there we go. Let's get him all wrapped up. Bit more salad. Oh, put you in a tray in a minute, won't we?
Oh, yes, please, boss.
Put you in a big bloody plastic tray.
This is wrong. Like, I need to get immediately in the shower. I can't go to bed like this. It's not entertaining at all. Like, as soon as I realised what was happening, it was like, oh no.
I'll play devil's advocate again.
Yeah, please.
You really like his verse. You really like the 3rd verse. So was that not entertaining?
That's the thing. It's like I said about it almost being like a magic trick. Like, I almost felt like tricked into it. Oh, forget about what I just done. This verse is so good.
Yeah.
And it almost makes you a little bit angry. It's like, dude, don't do that. Like, don't drop your best stuff on this. Like, you can't like just weave it in and think that's gonna make up for it. And yeah, it made it hard to enjoy it. No, you can't make up for it. Like, it's like having a nice healthy salad after the dirty kebab. I'm sorry, but
those tomatoes are not going to wash away your sin, my friend. Those shreds of lettuce will not absolve you. Yeah.
It's a 2 for that good old dirty feeling I have.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. Okay.
Surprise. Shock factor. Ingenuity and innovation. Unpredictability. Surprise.
Surprise. It was very surprising. You hear Tupac's voice. There is surprise there. And you're like, is it going to be a whole 2-pack thing? You hear Snoop and you're like, so that was surprising. He dropped Push-Ups and was the first to respond again. So I'd give him that element of surprise as well. He did similarly with Back to Back, but just judging it within this battle, it was a surprise. So again, he gets points there. There's a few lines that are surprising, lines that we've already lines that we've already covered. So no need to go there again. But yeah,
let's have it on the screen.
Like young girls, likes young girls. But Joe Budden said it, so bro, what the fuck are you doing, man? You're using Pac's voice, and that's a different level of surprise. I'm surprised at you. I'm surprised you thought this was a good idea. I'm surprised you didn't reach out to the family. Like, Yeah, you're wild. You're a wild boy. Surprise. It's going to score really high for Drake. It's an 8 for me. It's an 8. I was considering a 9, bro. One of the descriptors for Surprise is ingenuity and innovation. And I must say, although to me, it's the worst type of innovation, but it was innovative. No one had done it in a track. And whether, you take that negatively or positively, it was innovative. So yeah, so he gets high marks for Surprise, so 8.
Yeah, well scored, bro. I wish I could show you my scoreboard that I already wrote down. 8 as well, mate. 8 as well. Yeah, no surprise. Has to be high, innit?
Yeah.
Just hearing Tupac alone, you know what I mean? Well, can't even say Tupac. Even saying Tupac is disrespectful. Yeah. So that I think as well, how good of a diss track this is quite surprising, especially with the follow-up from Push-Ups, dropping this a week later, and to come in so confidently. It's almost like an extra surprise. It's like, shit, why are you so confident? You know, like, Push-Ups was great, but now you're doubling down, which I do really like. Having Push-Ups already, like, he didn't need to go this hard.
Right.
And as well, I think with everything I've heard of Drake so far, it's always a bit subtle, like saying a lot but not saying too much or not being too direct. This was like line after line after line. Whoa. Like, okay, you're saying. Like, I didn't feel like there was any dead air, but there wasn't any wasted space, which was quite interesting. Diss after diss, belittle, patronize. Yeah, man, surprise for many levels, man. So yeah, I'm gonna say a nice juicy 8 as well.
8. There we go. Cool.
Yeah, bruv.
Quality, content and execution, technical aesthetic, standard of production, quality.
You know, the beat is quality. Drake, in his Drake verse, demonstrated some rapping skill. I'd say that the bars were of a good quality, better than Push-Ups, I would say. From a sonic point of view, there is that rough quality that you get to just AI vocals in general that you can just hear. I just have to look at what we're talking about, you know, what we doing here. And so for me, it's like, it's a 4.
Damn it, it's not right.
It's right.
Maybe we think too similar for this show.
Nah, not this time. You following through. I'll hand it off to you, Marc. So, pray tell, what are your thoughts on that? What numbers are you positing today? You bastard.
Never liked the number 4. Yeah, you know, I had 5. I had 5 written down, and then you just dropped it in there. I think it has to be a 4. It's quite interesting, actually. Like, as well, this song does a lot of things really well, and it does a lot of things not so well. The quality of the AI being one of them, in terms of not being done so well. The track is obviously done well. Drake's verse is done well. Snoop's verse was a bit unnecessary, and so it's like this real kind of like push and pull. But then I was really just thinking about AI. It automatically brings down the quality
100%
dramatically, even if it's 10 years later. Perfect AI sound, at least for now. It's hard to rate quality if it's not human quality, you know, because it's too cheap, it's too easy. So for that reason, I was like, you know what, no, it has to rate lower. You convinced me into a solid 4.
Good. As you said, the measuring pole for quality, if we're talking about art, is the person who made it. I'm not thinking about a large fucking learning model that has just pulled together all the data and all the words in fucking Google and saying, yeah, this is quality. It could sound quality, it could sound good.
Soulless.
Yeah.
Soulless.
Absolutely no soul.
Rock this road, took out the soul for you. Rock this road, took out the soul.
We're like halfway through. I'll hand over to you.
Oh, so kind of you, sir.
Yeah.
So kind of you.
Yeah.
Timelessness, depth and longevity, unaffected relevance, iconic dominance. Timelessness.
Timelessness. You take the AI out of the song, it's not really timeless at all. If it was just Drake from beginning to end, it would have been a good track, good diss track for sure. It would have just got buried in the midst of the rest of this beef and other beefs. Using Tupac's voice will always just be remembered as just the biggest disrespect in hip-hop music for a long time. Like, there's no correcting it or making it better or making people forget. The song won't be remembered for the song. It'll just be remembered for what you did, Drake. For what you did, man.
Look.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Open your eyes and look at what you did!
So yeah, I'm gonna say 8.
8. Okay, cool, man. All right, so Timelessness for me, I rate it a 4. I think that there will be some things that I guess live in infamy. I don't necessarily class that as being timeless. Something that endures a test of time, that you want to go back to, kind of remains unchanged, you know, over time because of how important or how real it is, that, you know, sort of keeps it intact over time. There are definitely, again, I said, things that we'll never forget about. The song itself is not timeless to me. It doesn't entertain me. There's nothing to be learned from it. The beat's cool. Again, the rapping is cool. But what are we talking about? And how are we doing that? And how this guy chose to do it. Digging Tupac up and disrespecting the man. I'm actually, I'm going to give it a 3. I'm dropping, man.
Ooh.
It's infamous. It's not timeless to me, you know. So 3.
Yeah.
Emotion, emotional depth, soul resonance, mind, body, spirit. Emotion.
Yeah, this is a wild one.
Polarizing, this one.
There's a lot of emotion here, but it's all for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
This one's going to score quite highly for me as well, man. I think this would be an 8 again. It's not even the whole Tupac thing. Well, it kind of is, but it's not the use of Tupac. It's how it's used, of talking to Kendrick as Tupac.
A 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about?
To me, is just the most emotional part of the whole thing. It's almost like a dad talking to his son. That level of respect and reverence that Kendrick has for Tupac. It's almost more disrespectful than, say, like using someone in Kendrick's family that's alive and masking your voice and pretending to be them, digging up someone that's dead. And that has so much cultural weight. Like, you almost imagine Kendrick being like disappointed kind of thing. It's just like, man, like, that gets me, but for all the wrong reasons. Like, whether or not that's intentional, like maybe that's the response he wanted from Kendrick, to bring up a father figure or inspiration, mentor, and then belittle and talk down from that perspective. If it was done like in a clever way, what Kendrick done, taking clips of Tupac and editing it together to make it sound like he was having a conversation with them, it would be like, that's actually kind of clever what you've done. Raw and emotional, more artistic in a sense, you know, like it's clever. But yeah, just the dryness of the AI to do that, something so weighty in such a cheap way.
Lazy, innit? So to you, it was an 8, emotion.
Yeah, 8. It's emotional.
8.
There's levels.
It's a really interesting point that you made. If he did do that, what Kendrick did with Mortal Man, Kendrick did it, but I'm going to do it in a way where Tupac is actually reprimanding you or talking down to you. That would be like a smart callback to that. Instead of at the end of the track where you're saying, yeah, I also delay my stuff with Taylor Swift, end the track with cutting up Tupac similar to how Kendrick did. It shows that you've actually paid some mind. Now, I've studied your shit.
I study rap battles for a living.
It'd even be more haunting in a way, like it was actually Tupac's voice.
Probably another reason why he just circumvented that altogether was that he would never get permission. I think Kendrick actually got that interview that he got from the journalist. I think he got the blessing from the Shakur family.
That audio recording when I was in Germany, I did an interview with him, and he said, me and Pac have the same sentiments even though we're totally far from age. And he said, I want you to have something. And what intrigued me the most, what gave me the idea, is that the answers that Pac is giving are answers for today. And I said, the world gotta hear this. I give love and I give thanks to his mother for allowing me to use her song vocals in a positive light, you know, because a rapper can do anything. They can butcher him and make it the worst thing ever, but I want to continue his message through that, and I thank him for that, for allowing me to do that.
It's the right thing to do. The man is not here. I feel like in push-ups, I was more focused on the emotion coming from Drake and then how that in turn hits you and affects you. But with this, it's like there's less emotion. It's tailor-made for this sort of song because it is a cool, self-assured styling on you. My feet are kicked up and I'm just taking a piss. It's hard to sort of convey the amped performance in a song like Push Ups because it's not that sort of track. However, again, AI. I can't take any emotion from AI because it's not Tupac. It's not even your voice. So you clearly don't mean what you say because you're not Tupac, obviously, right? So none of this is coming from you. You're writing in a strategic battle fashion, as you said, as this father figure to Kendrick saying that he needs to do better. You don't believe this, and obviously Tupac was not here to believe anything. So there's no emotion there. With Snoop, I can't get emotion from that because you're pretending to be Snoop. I feel like the closest we got to like emotion is that little pocket that we were talking about. Even that, again, is like not really emotion, but it's the closest thing to real. This girl's not in your shoes, you know, fuck all these industry dudes. That sounds like maybe one of the few things that actually came from Drake, maybe that he actually believed. And the last verse, like to me almost like the only qualifying verse on the track, but you know, no emotion. It wasn't really meant to be emotional, and the only thing that I am left with the emotion is the anger / disappointment in stooping to using the Tupac AI. Beyond that, like underlying undercurrent of anger, I don't really get emotion, and Drake isn't given any emotion. So the only emotion that I feel again is like disgust. You're lazy. Using AI was innovative because no one had done it before. That doesn't make you creative. I'll give it a 3 because of how I felt about what he did, and as you said, how he chose to do it.
Realm weight, cultural gravity, genre-based significance, orbital authority. Realm weight.
Well, I must say, one of my favourite categories. It's interesting. Going into this, I thought this one would score the highest, having very, very high realm weight value. Such a dichotomy between a very, very good diss track because of what he's doing, the use of Tupac and Snoop, and every line being loaded throughout. It's doing what it should do and more. It's complex. I think it does everything well for like a really good diss track. Cutting deep, it's not pulling punches, and it's going places that are very uncomfortable. The biggest take back though from that kind of thinking is I don't think this song will ever be respected within its own realm, held up as like this great diss track because of what he's done, because of the disrespect, because of the use of AI within its realm of art, in the realm of music, in the realm of diss tracks. It's like, you can't do that, bruv. It's very good without any context whatsoever. But with context, I think it scores real low. I feel like I'm perched right in the middle. Like, I think I'm just going to give it a 5. I don't know where I fall. I don't know how much the disrespect takes away from it being actually a good diss track. And so it falls somewhere in the middle there for me, man. Maybe lower. I think the AI really does pull it down. Like, it's clever. It gets to places that you couldn't get to normally. Like, it definitely.
That's true.
I think I'll give it a 4. I think would just forever be disrespected within its own realm, and if anything, I think it would just get pushed down lower through time,
weighed down by those anchor points of infamy. Almost like the things that we're saying detracts from it also make it more impactful. The only thing that really did that was the propping up Tupac. That's really the gotcha. That's really the salacious headline grabbing shit. Park's voice, Snoop's voice, and what he was talking about. Another thing is that he had to remove it from streaming services. Tupac's estate threatened to sue Drake, claim all the royalties from it, and possibly still sue him as well, which I love that. In terms of like the weight, although technically I think it was better than Push-Ups in terms of like his style in his third verse, only in his verse. I don't think it was actually very lyrically like dense really. To me, there was a lot of spam, you know? Again, there were ideas that were dropped and there were ideas that were repeated. Taylor Swift, you have to sort of march to her orders. Everyone's doing the shit behind you. You're not even really in control. She's not in your shoes, and fuck these industry people. And I hate these corporate guys. Like Drake saying that is crazy, bro. It's crazy. But then again, you immediately cancel that out by saying, yeah, no, I don't drop when she drops either, because she'll just do 1 million first week. Like, no one wants that. Who can stand against that? Doubling down on this thing of, where are you, Kendrick? Like, we're all waiting. Like, you're worried. Oh, you're shaking in.
Oh, scary. Oh, shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
Him talking about you're not really from the street, you ain't done nothing violent. It's a weird thing that a lot of people have this confusion where if you're not the gangster rapper, if you're not talking about that in your music, you haven't spent time in like literal jail and you've got a record, you weren't known for shotting or whatever, then you ain't been through shit, you're not tough, you haven't been in the streets. I don't know if the whole Good Kid Mad City thing pushed this idea even further.
I don't think they really understand the story all the way. As far as I put out there, I'm just the good kid in the Mad City. I put out the positive out there, but they don't know the negatives I had to go through yet.
Kendrick is literally, he lives in some of the most fucking gangster environments. Seeing someone get killed at fucking Field 4 directly outside of his yard, family members die in front of him, like all of this sort of shit. In the last episode, we put a little clip of Kendrick and he was like a toddler or whatever on the shoulder of his uncle, and he's like, yeah, Compton for life. These are people who were like in the streets, you know. We're not comparing it to a Drake who came from fucking the equivalent of Biker Grove thing or Blue Peter in the UK. Just like, let's not do that.
Sean Cameron. Jimmy Brooks. Thought me and you were cool, man.
There's no me and you. One warning, though. You stay away from my girl.
Hey! 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 You all right? Yeah, I'm fine. Jimmy knows what's good for him.
There are people who, I guess you could say objectively, could say, you know, I think this is his best song out of the beef. And that's cool. Strategically, again, didn't seem to be a bad idea at the time. No one's going to be bumping this song like, oh yeah, tailor-made. Like, no one, it's artificial weight, if one could say that. It doesn't really hold weight. Yeah, so I think realm weight, I'll give it a 3.
Afterglow. Life-altering linger. Vibrational endurance. Transformative ability. Afterglow.
Interesting. This one's changed value for me so many times, like throughout the course of our conversation. I'm very happy with what I've landed on. And I thought it might be higher, but it's really not. And I know exactly why. I think it's a 2 for me. I thought it was going to be much higher to some degree, just because the level of disrespect and it being almost like a first doing this kind of track in this way. But it's weird. It's almost like I've heard this song. Yeah, it's had its own kind of impact in a very unique way. But now I just want it gone. Like, I just want it gone out of my life. Like, I don't want to hear it again. I don't really want to think about it. It's like, I know what happened. Please, just now just let's just move on. You done what you done.
He did what? Out! 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 Get the hell out of my house, you ingrate! You piece of shit! You heartless piece of shit! Out!
I don't really want to go there again. It doesn't feel right. Almost a bit cursed. It's so taboo. And I don't think taboo grants afterglow in any way. Nah, you just need to go over there and never come out of that dark hole and think about what you done, Drake.
Yeah.
You think about what you done. Nah, so I'm giving it a 2. I thought about 1, but nah, 2. It's one of those ones that will stay with you. Just because you're like, I can't believe what you done. And that's why it gets the points. Yeah,
okay. You know, it's funny what you said about that you just want it gone. Like, you've heard it now and you just need it out of your life. That's why I've only heard it a handful of times, because I heard it, you know, maybe heard it a little bit after that, and then it was just like, yeah, like I've heard it. I don't want this. It's like one of those, you know, like a film that's not really good, but it has just one fucking thing that maybe stays in your head forever. There's just one scene that sticks in your head, not because it was good, but because it was so sort of like shocking or disgusting, or, you know, your brain just holds on to it because maybe it's never seen anything like that before. But I will not go back to watch that film. I'm not like, oh, has Netflix, I've released it yet? I've looked on other streaming services. I'm not looking for it. And also, man, I was just thinking, like, even just in terms of the name and like the description, like, how does it change you? How does it change how you see the world? You know, the impact it makes on you. I can only define this as after dark. There is no glow. There's an infamy that, you know, for 2 girls in a bottle, you know, someone fucking eating shit. Like, if you saw that, you might remember it for life.
Yeah, it could change you.
It could change you.
Might discover you really like cops.
Yeah, you might get double soft ply smelling like coconut or something. I don't know, bro, but
rimmed cups.
Yeah, rimmed cups is crazy. There is no glow, there is no light, there is no want to go back, there is nothing that I want to take from this with me in future, in life.
Might be a 0.
Well, yeah, we can do zeros, can't we? No, I'm going to give it a 1. I'm going to give it a 1 because the one thing that makes me smile and that will stay with me, and I think will probably stay with Drake, is him liking young girls. That's a gift from me. I just think it's so fucking dumb and so misguided and hilarious, like hilarious. I think that carries through in some way, but yeah, not in a way that I want. So yeah, no, I'll give it 1 because I enjoyed that moment.
Really.
Enjoyment, personal satisfaction, replay value, overall assessment. Enjoyment.
Well, this might not be too surprising. I didn't enjoy the song.
Yeah.
Nice and simple. A 1. I'm giving it a 1. The beat itself deserves like a 7.
Yeah, that's fair.
But everything else just brings it down. Drake just ripped the wings off a plane and it's just tanking no matter how good the track is on the inside. Yeah, no. Yeah. What can you say? Huh? Yeah. I don't want to hear this again. I feel bad. I feel dirty. So wrong. It's just wrong.
Yeah.
I'm back to where we started. Really. It's the one, man.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I have no shame. I'm one. Like, barely explain myself. Yeah, man. It's yeah, I don't enjoy it. It doesn't deserve to be enjoyed. I think that you can highlight some technical positives. Again, like the rapping as we've established, the beat we've established, a version of innovation, I guess. It's not enjoyable what he did, how he did it, who he chose to use to do it, like substantive quality. There's not much there. So yeah, 1.
Gosh, wow, let's total these scores into our remarkable scoreboard.
Let's go.
All right.
Matt and Marc's Remarka-Board. Drake, Taylor made. Final score.
So, buddy, where do you think you might rate as a prediction for your score?
Push-ups was 46.5. Is this like 27?
Close. You scored a grand total of 36 points.
36, okay.
Out of 100.
Okay.
A little bit higher than you expected, huh?
Yeah, it was. I gave out bare ones.
Mine comes in at a healthy 50 points out of 100.
Points. Up on push-ups, which I think was voice, rapping wise, beat wise. Exactly. Been more impressed.
Oh yeah, I think so. It hit on many levels, not hit on. Let's move on. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
The tagline for this episode.
I feel that.
Let's move on.
Yeah. So I scored it a total of 36. Marcus's total score was 50, and this is both out of 100. On average, we scored Tailor-Made by Drake 43. Grand total 43.
Wowza.
Points.
Wowza. Congratulations, Drake.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
Well done.
2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Stop remarking, my friend.
Stop remarking as always, sir. Matt attack.
Great Matt attacks.
Nice one, man. Peace.